welcome to the queue for Commonwealth and France turn 5, and we got one battle. I'm looking around. Yeah, it's just one battle. Nope, two battles, sorry. I see a Japanese destroyer we're going after. For the buy, they had $31 to spend. Artillery, tank, transport, 2 infantry, and a destroyer for 31 exactly. I've got some corrections on the end of that British turn, but I'll throw those on the recap, which I will be filming as soon as I'm done filming this one. All right, so let's get into some combat here. And we've got the destroyer I mentioned. We got a cruiser from 54 coming over to 42. We have a fighter from an air base. 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? 1? How did I figure that? 1, 2, 3. There we go. You got to go the right direction because I figured I had 2 left. So 1, 2, 3, and then we're in the 42 with 2 left. All right, so that's one attack. Here is the other attack, and depending on how it goes, it may be a one and done or one round attack. But we've got, ironically, the Italian forces withdrew from El Alamein. In history, the Germans and some Italians withdrew, but they left Italian infantry divisions behind to defend, fight that rear guard action. So we're going to follow up history here with our South African and Australian infantry, and we're coming in from Egypt with 2 artillery, 3 infantry, 2 tanks, and a fighter. And then this transport in C-Zone 81 is going to pick up this infantry artillery, come up here, and offload them as well. All right, so we are going to see how that goes. There is no guarantee that anything is going to happen here exciting. But if we get a good first round, we may press on into the second round. So that is our 2 attacks. Got my markers off the board. Since the camera is set up over here, let's do that one first, but I'll have to put my board on here. And I will say that this was my favorite color choice, and I think one of the comments was that it looked like the red brick with the graffiti on it, and I think that summed it up for me. I really, and I'm thinking about maybe making that smaller and adding like it is actually on a brick wall. We'll see if I can get my son to do that or not. Either way, let's get some dice out. We've got 3 artillery, so that means 3 infantry are boosted. And we have 4 infantry going in, so 1 infantry will be at a 1. I have 2 tanks, and I have a fighter. All right, so defending is 8 infantry, so here we go. That's not too bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's really good. I thought I had 5. That's 6. All right, so 6 of the 8 infantry are gone. Probably that means I'll stay in and finish that battle off. All right, so let's get 8 2s for a defensive roll. Whoops. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8. All right. And then you get 3 back, so we're going to lose this green chip. And we will press on because I feel we can win this battle. All right, so let me take some dice out. And 2 hits. That's, wow, that was barely enough. All right, so the Germans have been vanquished in El Alamein. And they get 2 back at me. I'll get these out of the dice tray. All right, 2 back. And they get 2 hits. So I will lose an infantry and an artillery, the amphibious ones. Not that that mattered. So El Alamein, it's nobody's point. So no one goes up or down. So it's defended by 2 artillery, 2 tanks. And the fighter will return to Egypt. And let's go over here for this battle. And it is the destroyer against a cruiser and a fighter. So I'm going to roll that all together. We're going to have the 2 3s for the attackers and then the 2 for the defending destroyer. And it's 1 and 1, so we will lose the destroyer and the cruiser, and I called that out in the reverse order, but either way, I think you get the idea. That's it for our combat. Get rid of dice. All right, so landing our plane. We have 2 movements left, so we will go 1. You know what? No, we're here. 1, 2. So we land on Sumatra. Sometimes you figure things out before you start, and then you forget. All right, so the other movement here is we've got a transport grabbing 2 guys. Can't see it. 2 guys from Sydney on the transport at a naval base. 1, 2, 3. And we'll load those 2 guys into Java. And I was hoping to have that cruiser there to defend my transport, but oh well. All right, last movement on this side of the board. The fighter from Hawaii at an air base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into Queensland. All right, what other movements do we have? I think I'll move this guy back into Iraq from Transjordan. I'm going to move this French right now while I'm thinking about it. That destroyer is going to go from 81 into 98. And you know what? Let's rethink that, because that was my original plan, assuming that the Commonwealth forces would not be successful. But now that they are successful, let's run this destroyer into 98, 96, all the way to 94, because we have that that naval base there in Cairo. All right, so that will be good there. And trying to think here, but I think we're good. All right, let's move up from the factory. We're going to rail this tank and infantry 1, 2, 3 into Sudan. And what do we have on this side of the board? I didn't get it high enough, did I? All right, now everything's in view. All right, the transport from C-Zone 106 will come over to 109. And the French fighter from London will fly up to Norway. Now we are done, right? Yes, that is it. Let's place our units that we purchased. Look at that factory down here. We're going to place the transport in C-Zone 71 and artillery and an armor. You know what? I don't know that I need that artillery there. I think I'll still leave it there. Yep, that'll be fine. And then over here, we've got the destroyer in C-Zone 62 and 2 infantry in Sydney. And that will be it for that. Let's look at our cash. Get rid of this. We didn't go up any on cash. So we are sitting at what here? 25. So we've got 10. Well, let's do it. Let's just get a another 10 instead of counting out always ones. All right, so there's our 25. We have 3 for that objective, and then the objective below it, 3 of the following. We have Somaliland, Eastern Iran, and Italian Somaliland. So that is another 3 for a total of 31 again. So I guess I should have just left the cash there alone. My bad. All right. Where my forces are. New Zealand, 1 infantry. C-Zone 62 is a destroyer. New South Wales, 2 infantry, 2 anti-aircraft. Queensland, fighter, artillery, infantry. Celebes, 1 infantry. Java, 3 infantry. C-Zone 42, unfortunately, is a lone transport. Sumatra is an infantry fighter with a British fighter. And Iraq is an infantry. Down south here, C-Zone 71 is a transport. In South Africa is an infantry, artillery, and an armor. Anglo-Egyptian Sudan, infantry, armor. In Egypt or Cairo is an infantry fighter. El Alamein is 2 artillery and 2 armor. C-Zone 98, 1 transport. I left both my transports undefended. In C-Zone 91 is a destroyer. Brazil, 5 infantry, artillery. C-Zone 109 is a transport destroyer. London, 3 infantry and an armor. And I guess now we should call where the French are. A French fighter moved up to Norway. French destroyer in 94, and that was it for the French movement. However, the French are still holding out. They are now surrounded, and they've been reinforced by Chinese militia. We will see how that goes. All right, so that is the end of the Anzac turn. Next up will be turn 6 for Germany, and they have to get out of the jam that they are in.